We are live from the Hideaway. Just enough, you people.
Please.
Right, stop. Live from the Hideaway. It is Levack and Goz. Of course, we are happy to be on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, the Godzilla Media YouTube, and of course, because we are live at the Hideaway, we're live on the Hideaway's Facebook page as well. We appreciate everybody for coming by, hanging out, saying hello. Make sure you comment to us any of the ways, really, through the Hideaway, through Techies, through Godzilla, and then like, subscribe, and make sure you get around to golfing because you owe it to yourself to get around to golfing. It's beautiful here at the Hideaway. A little breezy, a little chilly.
This is the perfect weather, Levack. I tell you this is where you and I, as larger human beings, excel. This is t-shirt, shorts weather. This is hoodie.
T-shirt time.
You got the hoodie shorts, which
this
is the
a
next
light
level.
This is a light hoodie though. This is like I did break out the full hoodie the other day for something, and then the sun came out and I paid for it bad. It was frothy. I was a little frothy.
Bigger guys like us excel with hoodie and shorts weather because our bodies look nice and tight and boxed in. Our beards look a little thicker. Our calves look a little stronger, like Johnny Drama. That's how good we look in the fall.
My calves are amazing. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm willing to, do a little self-deprecation over, but when it comes to calves, I have the best calves. I do. I have amazing calves. I'm sorry.
I do. Look at
I do.
those.
I mean, I don't even.
There. Show them up on the screen.
I'm not ready.
Okay.
I don't think look at. I show these calves off. All of a sudden, there's a baby boom in 9 months. I break these calves out on this camera right here, and all of a sudden, boom! 9 months from now, every chick is going home, jumping on the boyfriend. A couple are probably on their way here already, just knowing the calves are out. Falls out, calves out. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but yeah, I'll joke about a lot of things. I've always had great calves. I do. And the fact that more people haven't made mention of that, it's kind of offensive. It's a little offensive. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. I'm a little angry at everybody.
A little intimidation, I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It's like when you try to find something wrong with Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. It's like they've been great for so long. You just got to find a problem with them.
Right.
Levack calves. That's how it works. Like to the point where like when I walk up the stairs, sometimes like I'll hear my daughter's friends go, "Holy crap!" and I'm like, "You're damn right, holy crap! You're damn right." Just remember that. Remember that. That's what happens. It's almost as impressive as a big old grand salami from Stanton. And almost as impressive. Like here's the beauty of what. If you've been listening to Levack and Goz, go back to the radio days, you go back to a couple weeks ago when we were here at the Hideaway, and I told you all that I was done. I was out in the Yankees.
Bucks, yeah.
There you go. Your people are out in force all of a sudden, you Bucks fans.
Yeah, I know. I got my Brady shirt on back here. I'm missing your Evans jersey, so there you go. They're going to go 3-0 today.
That's all right. And I'm a Michigan fan, so that hat makes me happy. He's wearing a Rutgers hat over there. No, I think it's one of the things that I think as I'm sitting there last night getting ready for today's show, Yankees win this important game against the Sox, 5-3. Stanton hits a grand slam in the 8th inning. I don't remember the exact time frame, but I think the Yankees haven't hit a grand slam in the 8th inning or later to win a game. I think Jesus was playing third at that point. It might have been Octavius Caesar. Octavius Caesar was at short. Yeah, it's been a minute since the Yankees have had that kind of hit and that kind of success in that situation. But then I went and looked when you look at what you've got going on between the two big guys this year. How many years in a row did you and I go, listen, all I really need from these guys, 270, 280, 30 plus home runs, 100 RBI, and I'm happy. Right now, Aaron Judge is hitting 285, leading the Yankees in batting average, by the way, 285. He has 36 homers, and he has 90 RBI. Meanwhile, his boy Stanton, 33 homers, 91 RBI, and he is hitting 275.
It isn't that statement alone one of the most frustrating things about the 2021 Yankees. If you just take that backwards, right, a little bit and think, okay, Judge and Stanton are playing really well, and yet the Yankees are not dominating the AL.
No.
It's like that was the key to the whole thing. Like if these two are good and the roster is complete across the board, this is what the Yankees should be to be the best team in the American League. And that's what's so frustrating about it. You've got the piece you needed. And the home run by Stanton, I'm watching that with my dad and my Uncle Peter, who are huge Yankee fans. What a bomb. Oh. Like he hit that into Yawkey way and just crushed. It looked like a batting practice pitch that was thrown to him. He unleashed on that ball.
And it was, and again, the uniforms that the Red Sox are wearing are horrendous. Yeah. I know they're for the marathon or whatever the F. I don't care. It's terrible. They're ugly. Do you know like how many like racist Boston guys just had to scramble when that ball went flying the Yawkey way? Just all of them. Just like, you know what I hate? Oh my God, baseball, right? No, it was bad. It was park the car and run.
The first part of that Boston accent came off Australian.
It did. I was hoping you didn't catch it. Well, because unlike them, I'm not racist. Everybody sounds the same to me. Right. I just, that's how I do. That's how I get down. But I told you I wasn't gonna let them stop. I'm back in because now the Yankees are tied for the first wild card. The Yankees are, in a position right now where they do have the harder schedule remaining over Boston because Boston's got Baltimore and they've also got the Nationals. So, okay, that's not as tough as 3 in Toronto and then 3 at home against the Rays. And yes, the Rays don't really have a lot to play for, except for the fact that they could just ruin the Yankees. They could just ruin them again. So you've got Boston's tied with you. Blue Jays are 2 games back, and the Mariners are 3 games back for the wild card, the second wild card. So hopefully the Yankees win today, 7:00 tonight on ESPN, and then lock up a wild card faster than they than lose it. I guess is where I'm going. And I don't feel like a total schmuck for being back in, And it's one of those things where I knew I was going to do it just when I thought I was out. They keep pulling me back in. I'm back in with the Yankees. I'm back in. I believe in them again to at least get to the wild card. Nasty Nestor Cortez out of nowhere. He's playing. He's pitching great. You made the big moves. You did the things I've asked you to do in the past, except for the fact that it always looked like something was missing. That something could have been clutch hitting. And if the clutch hitting is what spurs them to play with more heart, I always thought it would go the other way. You had to play with more heart, which would give you clutch hitting. I guess it's the age-old argument of like, does passing open your running or does running open your passing? If a couple clutch hits get things going, who knows?
It's exactly what Yankee fans wanted to start off this playoff push towards what could be a wild card berth, a home wild card game, all that stuff. It's going exactly in the right direction for this Yankee team. Now, like you mentioned, still a big game tonight against the Red Sox. One more time before it flips over.
Please, you said that wrong.
Before they flip over take on the Blue Jays. The fascinating thing about the Blue Jay series coming up is as exciting as that Blue Jay team is, you wonder if this is a time where experience for the Yankees is going to matter. Because you got to think these young guys for Toronto are going to try to go up to the plate and have the most clutch home run ever. They want to be like Jose Bautista a few years ago in the playoffs where they have the ultimate bat flip and this Rodgers center, the Blue Jay fans, wherever they're watching. Maybe they're going to bring back Jurassic Park and have that packed again for the Blue Jays and everything else that they want to have that big moment. You wonder if those guys like Biggio and Bichette and Guerrero, whoever else takes the plate, is going to want to have that monster hit where the Yankees are going to sit back and be like, all right, we just did this against Boston. Like, we know how to do this. We've been in the playoffs before, and this is the feel for it, that experience and that advantage plays a factor in that series coming up with the Jays. And if the Yankees continue to do what they've done the last 2 games against Boston, the advantage is going to be for the Bronx Bombers in those games coming up.
Just to show you how streaky the Yankees have been this year, the season series, you played 19 games against Boston. Right now, Boston leads 10-8. They lead the Yankees 10-8. So no matter what happens tonight, Boston wins the regular season series against the Yankees. But the Yankees have won, the last 5? And they're still, and that was to get to 10-8. That was to get here. Like, it's just such a streaky team. You asked the question forever ago when they went on that 13-game win streak. Are they streaking? Is it too early? Is it too soon? I said that's silly. Maybe with this team, it's not. This team is so freaking streaky. Like, you almost want them to win just enough to get to the wild card game now, and then that game start a streak. Because that's who they are. They're an extremely streaky team, and I don't know that there's anything that's going to stop them from being that. Severino coming back is nice. The emergence of Johnny Lasagna and then his injuries. A lot of injuries this year, but everybody's had injuries. So it's not like you can sit here and just blame that. But I don't know. I'm just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Is it silly that I'm back in? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. And I want to go back to Severino because I don't think you and I have mentioned this before about Severino, that I wonder if he's a huge part of this thing. Because how many times at the Hideaway, especially it feels like it on Sundays, where I keep bringing up this point of like the Yankees needed something different. The Yankees needed a bat, a pitcher, something to get the crowd behind, that young upstart where he just continues to break through. Severino can be that guy where he's now become the underdog, because Severino was supposed to be the next great arm for the Yankees a Cy Young contender at one point in his career. Also, got sent down to the minors because he wasn't good. He has had a bizarre career for the Yankees where you really haven't figured out what his role is or what his future is going to be. This could be the moment where Severino comes out and has a few clutch innings. You and I have watched Severino before where the games mattered the most in his career, and he got way too intense for the games.
Yeah.
It was overthrowing and doing all these things that almost cost the Yankees spots deeper in the playoffs. I want Severino to be good because he could be the guy that the Yankee fans, in particular the dugout, gets behind and says, look, this guy basically hasn't played in 2 years, and he's going out when it matters the most and stepping out and get outs for us. Severino could be a huge part of this thing, especially with the emotion of how much these playoff games are going to matter for the Yankees. And I call them playoff games because that's what these are.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. These are playoff games.
Right, you got to win more than you lose.
Yep.
You have to. And that's so, yeah, the playoffs actually started like a week ago for the Yankees. Severino, 2 appearances, 2 innings in each. He has given up 2 hits. He has walked 1. He has struck out 6. He's given up 0 runs. So 2 innings against Texas in that 7-1 win, 2 innings against Boston last night in that 5-3 win over the Red Sox. And if Severino is able to contribute in the way that Johnny Lasagna was, who knows? Maybe he's a guy. It's what scares me about Severino, and you kind of brought it up. He gets geeked up in those big appearances. What scares me about him is the last game against the Blue Jays. Right now, the Yankees have not announced a starter yet. If he doesn't pitch between now and then, or if he pitches tonight or tomorrow night or whatever, I don't know, however it works, where he looks like he's on full rest for that game and they put him out there for a couple innings, what do you get? And did you screw yourself because now you lost that inning eater later in the game? Like that's the scary thing.
Man, that's a great question. You really don't know. Someone should tell Severino, hey, it's really not September. It's July. All right. The calendar's all mixed up. Don't worry about it. There's these people that no. They're not even here. This is practice. Yeah. It's a mental thing. It feels like constantly for him.
Treat him like a thoroughbred at Saratoga. Just blinders. Don't let him see anything else. Just spin him around 6 times, push him out to the mound, and let him throw and be done with it. But I'm gonna tell you, you don't think I'm out of control with this. There was a person who always reined me in when I got too far into my Yankee love. And then actually would push me back out when he thought I wasn't showing enough love. Buster Olney. He's gonna join us Tuesday.
Hey, let's go.
That's right.
All
Buster
right.
said he's gone too long without giving me crap about the Yankees. He's going to join us Tuesday. So we'll have him on the phone with us Tuesday. But we're here today at the Hideaway over at Saratoga Lake Golf Club. Tournament today, but the big tournament that I'm actually really excited about is October 3rd, Sink the Pink. Benefits the American Cancer Society. We're going to be here for that one as well. I might even try to wander out in the course at some point and mess with people. I mean, it's for a good cause. I mean, I don't know if you know this. Love me some boobies. So, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they sustain life. I mean, why are you guys are being very sophomoric? I see somebody over here laughing at me too. A very sophomoric. I only like them for what they bring to the world,
Is there a chance next week we could just have that as our banner behind us? We love boobies. Levack and Goz.
I feel like that should be the tag for the entire show. I think regardless of October, you only support boobies like 1 month out of the year. We're like bras over here. Like we support boobies all the time. Boobies are great.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you. And you're all welcome. I don't remember who it was who said it. Actually, I do remember who it was who said it to me, which is why I can't say who said it to me. But a woman that I interact with on a regular basis, everyone loves boobs. Girls love boobs. Guys love boobs. So my dog loves boobs. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do you? Never mind. I walked away. I walked away. Good morning, James. Tom Gurka said he'll drive the cart. Gurk, I will never get in anything you drive ever, ever, ever. You are the worst driver I've ever been around in my entire life, even though you have a mom car.
I'll get in it.
You would. You would.
Be gurgling right around. I don't mind.
You absolutely would. We're here at the Hideaway, and I do want to tell everybody too that great night's sleep last night. Integrative Sleep Center, Boston Spa, Dr. Fred Dreer. I had a great night's sleep. I had a worry-free night's sleep. It's a mouthpiece, very easy to clean. I should actually, now that we're doing the video part, I'm gonna have to bring it with me so I can show everybody, because maybe then they'll stop going, yeah, but what about the mask? I don't have a mask. I have a mouthpiece. Keeps my airway open. It's very comfortable, very easy to use. Something like a week, maybe 2 to get used to it the first time. Now I can't sleep without it. I know there's some troubling news when it comes to the CPAP devices. If that's got you afraid to go talk to a sleep doctor, or maybe you have apnea, maybe you just want to ask some questions, 518-885-6185, 518-885-6185. Ask Dr. Ask Lorianne, ask everybody over at the Integrative Sleep Center. If they, this is what I love about them the most. If they feel as though their mouthpiece is not the best option for you, they'll tell you where to go to get the best option. It is for me, and it is for everybody I've sent in there. I get my favorite. First conversation. Does it really work? Yeah, 518-885-6185. Second conversation. I started using it. It's not too bad. Third conversation. Dude, sleep great. Good. I should sleep in my bed again. Wife doesn't kick me out of bed anymore. I'm not on the couch anymore. Whatever. So get it done. 518-885-6185. The Integrative Sleep Center. Dr. Fred Trier in Boston Spa. Help me sleep better. Help you sleep better too.
Yeah, Levack. And the thing is, tell your friends, tell your family members about it. That's the thing is like this conversation of like, hey man, you're not sleeping well. Levack and Goz were talking about the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. Have you heard of him? You should check him out. I have a buddy, and I'll call him out right now. Like,
do it. You won't.
He refuses to listen to me when it comes to this stuff. He is the worst sleeper since he was a teenager, and he's got the CPAP. And I'm like, Integrative Sleep Center, and I'm taking a ride with him in Rochester. Guess what I'm going to be in his ear about the whole time?
Integrative Sleep Center,
Boston Spa.
There it is. Get it done. Get it done. All right. I've heard about people getting surgery too for it. I'm like, ugh, no thanks. Like people are getting devices put on like in and it
from
mouthpiece. That's how it goes. All right. College football yesterday. Rutgers put a little scare into blue and maize.
What a great game, huh? Back and forth. Harbaugh was biting his nails a little bit, realizing, oh wait, Rutgers is good now. Like they might be a bowl team this season. Okay. I see what Rutgers can do, but Michigan football continues to be one of the most exciting storylines of the college football season because Michigan is winning. The Big Ten is getting really interesting of who actually is the best team out there. I loved it. I think Rutgers getting better is great for, I don't call them New York football because it's New Jersey, but Northeast football. When Rutgers is good, it's good for everybody because it's more competitive. And with Michigan football being competitive, it's going to line up for great games later on in the season, including Penn State and Ohio State. So from a Northeast perspective, I thought it was a great game for what's going to happen for both of those programs in Big Ten football going forward.
What's the ceiling for Rutgers? Because I know like in Schiano part 1, before he left for Tampa and everything else, they were, I want to say contender. They were definitely a bowl team. They weren't like a contender for like a conference or anything. Could they sneak in? I mean, you're seeing Ohio State show a little bit of weakness this year, just a little bit. Michigan still isn't Michigan yet. Penn State looks very good, but even, they don't look dominant. There isn't like a dominant team. It's probably still Ohio State, but there isn't like, Wisconsin gets run by Notre Dame. Could Rutgers work all the way back in and actually be a force in the Big Ten?
Here's what Rutgers should hope for this season. They should hope for 6 wins, and they get a bowl bid to some like a Military Bowl, a Fenway Park Bowl, a Pinstripe Bowl, one of those bowl games.
Rematch with Cuse?
Maybe. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like if they get the rematch of Syracuse in one of those Fenway or Pinstripe Bowl games, which I want to get to in a second about what Syracuse's expectations are too, that's a good goal. Okay, you get to go to a bowl game year 1 with Schiano. I count this as year 1 really because of its extended schedule and everything else. And then you build off of that. Like if you go from 6-6 to 7-5 to 8-4, you get more of those New Jersey.
Yeah, but what's like? I don't expect them to be a power in the Big Ten this year, but like 5 years from now, could they be a power, or is it going to be the State University of New Jersey? And no,
I think they could be a team that is in the mix. Yes, it's all about how much of Schiano can actually bring those recruits to not leave the state. Like here's a great example, right? Jabril Peppers went to Michigan, but he's a New Jersey guy.
Right.
So if Schiano can find a way to keep those really good New Jersey prospects in the state of New Jersey, then yes. The tough part is his Schiano's reputation made it so he can't recruit these Gen Zers. Like if you're an 18-year-old kid, do you want to play for somebody who throws the ball 50 times a game and has fun and like has these personalities, or do you want to play with a hard ass that's Greg Schiano? That's going to be the difficult part for Rutgers to figure out. They got to get some young, flashy coordinator who's the one who goes in the living room and plays Xbox 5 and everything else. Somebody.
I feel like there's a group. Like if I'm a defensive guy, if I'm running back from over, like almost like Wisconsin. Like I think Schiano could go toe to toe with the Wisconsins of the world and recruit. And hell, look at Michigan this year. They're a running team. Like I think if that's what, I don't think you can out recruit Ohio State based on that. Probably not even Penn State if Franklin stays. But like, if I'm a hard-nosed player, I'm looking at the same things. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially if Michigan keeps running the ball the way they are.
And you mentioned Wisconsin right there. Notre Dame. Whoa. Went into Chicago, smacked around Wisconsin. Wisconsin's quarterback can't throw. Graham Mertz isn't very good. 2 pick sixes to end the game. They went over on that game. Thanks a lot. 2 pick sixes to get the over. But Notre Dame's good. And then I got to bring up my orange, Levack. I got to bring up Syracuse because Syracuse goes out on a Friday night. If legally we could have wagered on the orange, I know a few people enjoyed Syracuse's that bet. There's something about Friday nights in Central New York. Yeah. That's where the Clemson upset happened a few seasons ago. A West Virginia upset when they're in the top 20 happened. Malik Willis and Liberty undefeated go down to the orange. And now here's the expectations for Syracuse, similar to Rutgers. If, you know what? I'm going to do this right now.
Do it.
We have the first Godzilla Media bus trip coming up in October. We're going to the UAlbany Pink game coming up.
Is it done? Is it happening?
More information's coming out the first week of October, so it's more than likely happening.
This is what I don't like about this setup.
What do you mean?
I don't like this setup.
What do you mean?
Because in the olden days, I knew everything. So when you would try to do something like that, I would just tell everybody.
Blow it up.
Where, like, now that it's Godzilla, Goz is the one thing I will give you credit for. The one thing you've learned is if I just don't tell Levack, he can't ruin it. Because I want to tell everybody right now. So, all right, so I'm just going to make things up. Bus trip. We're going to the UAlbany, Syracuse. What are we doing?
No, UAlbany Pink game.
UAlbany Pink game at KCC. How's that a bus trip?
According to Johnstone Supply in Troy, it is.
Oh,
yes, it is.
So wait, we're going to meet somewhere, throw back some beverages, get on a bus?
You have to work.
What?
Don't you have to work that game? You're more than welcome to hop on the bus, though. Imagine to get, like, dropped off on the bus and then just run on the field like Dabo Sweeney.
I don't like this plan at all. This sucks. This is a terrible plan.
I got a better plan for you then. We will do this. And I will
hold on, you're going to do the first Godzilla Media bus trip, and I'm not going to be on it?
You could be on it.
How can I be on it? I got to work. You just pointed it out.
Dabo Sweeney, run onto the field. They have the music playing. You can run on there down like a...
I don't run anywhere. I run my mouth.
All right, I'll give you a better solution then. If Syracuse football can get to 6 wins or 7 wins, doesn't matter. They're bowl eligible. I feel like you and I should do a Godzilla Media bus trip to, if they play at Yankee Stadium for the Pinstripe Bowl, or Fenway Park if they play at Fenway for the Boston Bowl, whatever we're going to call it.
Yeah, let's do one of the things I can actually do. I don't want to go to Fenway, though.
So there you go. That's where you root for.
I really don't want to go to Fenway.
If Syracuse can get to 6 wins, we will go to a bowl game because you've gone to a couple games. You've gone to a Pinstripe Bowl before. I've gone to a Pinstripe Bowl before.
I've been to a couple of them.
Yeah, so there we go. There's our goals. If Syracuse can get to one of those games, we can make a bus trip happen for Godzilla Media. Although right now, I'm in this mood for the next 4 to 5 weeks that I'm convinced Syracuse is going to go to the Orange Bowl, and I'll believe that until it's not true because the ACC is a mess. Yeah. Clemson got beat. North Carolina got beat. Syracuse continues to win. It's a mess. The ACC is Virginia Tech's in the mix somewhere. Like, Syracuse is in the mix now for the ACC because it is such a complete cluster. You know what? And because of that, and that's another part I love about this, Syracuse is in the mix for a bowl game, potentially in the Northeast, and we could have a bus trip for it. The ACC is a mess. And Robert Griffin III, I don't know if you saw this, went to Twitter yesterday and had his top 5 Heisman Trophy list, top 5 players on his Heisman list right now. He can do that because they can't take his vote away because he won the Heisman. He has it for his life. Number 5, Syracuse running back Sean Tucker. So there's a lot of hype going on in Central New York after that victory from Liberty, where it jumped from, okay, can they actually win, to, oh my God, they might win the ACC. Oh my God, do they have a Heisman Trophy running back? It's flipped in about 1 week.
Just to show you how bad the ACC is, though. Like, everyone I know who has a tie to the ACC has recently told me why their school is going to win the ACC. Like you, and then my assistant Lindsay, who goes to Virginia Tech. Oh, Tech's going to win this, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. Because doesn't everybody just feel like at some point Clemson's going to get it together and just start steamrolling again? Like, Uyunglele is not going to play bad the entire year. He's just not. I don't think so. And if he does, he's not going to be the quarterback. When some other rando is going to come up and start playing great for him. Like, they've been the power there for so long. I have trouble believing Dabo's going to let it slide.
The talent across the board is still so good for Clemson. They got to get a running back, too. Like, Will Shipley was this 5-star can't-miss running back prospect, and everyone compared him to Christian McCaffrey, and kind of can figure out why without me telling you why people thought he was the next Christian McCaffrey.
White running back?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So they got a few issues. Here's the other problem with Untitled there. Untitled. Yeah.
Untitled.
Big Cinco, right? Here's the problem with him.
Big Cinco.
He all of a sudden doesn't want to run.
Yeah.
Somebody told him maybe like he's too much of an NFL prospect, like he should stop running. He looks so gun shy in the pocket all of a sudden that he thinks he's going to get hurt or maybe not make the NFL. He's got to run again. Get him out in the open field. He just he's not Trevor Lawrence. He's not Deshaun Watson. Be big Cinco. The Grande Cinco, man.
Leanne Wilkinson has demanded we say hi to her nephew, Dave.
Well,
hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Dave, you can be on the bus with us through a Syracuse.
She demanded it. Look at it. Say hi to my nephew, Dave. That's what she said. You could say please, Leanne. We're people, okay, Leanne? You don't have to be like that. Jeez.
So you're in for that. You're rooting for Syracuse now, so we can get on a bus trip this December to go to one of those bowl games.
Yeah, I'm still a little butthurt over the fact that I don't get to go to the first one, the inaugural. Where are you gonna meet at Johnstone Supply?
Yeah, we're at Johnstone. Yeah. I'm working out the details this Friday.
You giving away on the way to the bus, or you got to buy your way on the bus? What are we doing here?
All will be figured out thanks to our good friends over at Johnstone Supply in Troy. Levack, the fall is here. And by the way, Tom did text me and said he wants his read to be more sensual. He feels like that's the way to do it.
You like that? He did?
The warmer weather
is Tom?
Going away. Yeah. Now it's getting colder in your homes this fall. Johnstone.
Good thing about that.
Yeah, what is that?
You can call one of those fabulous texts from Johnstone Supply to come by.
Tom and Kevin.
Heat it James. Up. Oh. Hi, Tom.
They're located on 6th Avenue in Troy. If you're looking to change
you still want me to say hi to your nephew Dave right now, Leanne?
You're looking to upgrade your furnace or your heating system or need your air filters changed, Johnstone Supply in Troy can do that for you.
How you doing?
Change your
Johnstone Supply. Bringing the heat.
Yeah, they are bringing the heat. The fall is here. Make sure your home is ready for those changes in the weather on the way. 6th Avenue in Troy. Don't forget, upcoming our first week in October, interview with our guy, George Vision, who is the man over at Johnstone Supply and Troy, going to have some awesome insight for the business. And then again, as Levack has teased, now I've teased, really cool things coming up in October where you can be a part of our trip to the Pink Game at Casey Stadium in October. 518-272-5922. Your changes. Make sure your home is ready for the fall and the winter. Johnstone Supply in Troy. Their number one more time, 518-272-5922.
Can you handle the heat from Johnstone Supply?
Can somebody call that number and just do that voice the whole time on the phone?
Would you actually
breathe heavy into it?
I need some heat. It's very cold here. Can you come heat me up? Johnstone Supply. Hi. What I need a ruling from you. All right. Time. That commercial's over.
And break.
If I were to say the only thing falling faster than the temperatures are panties, is that too far?
That might be
too far.
I'll take that up with Tom and George. See if that's okay.
See if that's okay. that's because we'll stay away from that if they don't like it, but it's true. Johnstone Supply, good dudes for sure. We appreciate their help as always. All right, Corey's got questions.
Okay.
Goz. Hi, guys. It's opposite. What's happening at Clemson and USC? Everyone predicted them as two possible in the playoff. Arkansas and Michigan possibly good? Well, good. Yes, they're good.
Yeah, so a couple of things there. First, Corey, I want to let you know that this morning I woke up.
Hi, guys.
And had a mouthful of salty Corey and Greenwich syrup. So tasty on my pancakes this morning.
That's not sexy.
So, yeah, Michigan.
Did you have his nuts in your mouth?
No nuts in my mouth.
We're here on the patio at the Hideaway.
Just syrup.
Just below the huge deck. Does that mean like we're getting teabagged by the Hideaway? Is that what that means?
Not. I love Arkansas football. Them hogs, baby. Have you seen?
Did you just talk about syrup in your mouth and then them hogs?
If you haven't had a chance, check out the College Game Day piece on their coach Sam Pittman. 30 years he was an offensive line coach. Finally, he gets his opportunity to be the head coach for Arkansas, and he's a madman. He might be the next Coach O, and you and I love Coach O. He's out there screaming stuff out like, yes, sir! Turn on that damn jukebox! He's unbelievable. So the Hogs go out there in Jerry's World and beat Texas A&M. Here's the real scenario that could break down here, Corey. This is true. You and I both think Ole Miss is going to hang with Alabama as of right now. We'll see if the line changes and what it looks like when it comes out later today. But Corral's a good enough quarterback for Ole Miss so they can contend with Alabama. Arkansas gets Georgia. If Ole Miss wins and Arkansas wins, Arkansas is going to be the number one team in the country this time next week. That's what's on the way. And potentially Georgia's number 2, Alabama's 1. And if Arkansas goes out and beats Texas A&M and Georgia in back-to-back weeks, Coach Sam Pittman and them hoes. The hacksaw Jim Duggan of college football. Beating people with a 2x4 is going to be the number one team in the country. There you go, Corey.
To that.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just not enough 2x4s in pro sports anymore. There just isn't. I mean, if we're being real, there needs to be more 2x4s.
Somebody needs that stick to come back, and he's the guy for it.
I mean, what It's a tried and true proven thing. It's one of the best props in all of sports, a 2x4. And then you go next level, you put an American flag on that bad boy and start screaming ho.
Oh
yeah.
Come on in there, jukebox. Them a woman from Arkansas. Coach Pittman. Them hogs.
Our girl Cindy says she loves us. We love you too, Cindy. We appreciate you. Make sure you comment and everything. As it is a football Sunday here at the Hideaway Saratoga Golf Club, they have another great golf tournament going on today. Bigger one next week. Very important one, October 3rd. Sink the Pink, raising money and awareness, fight against breast cancer, benefiting the American Cancer Society. We'd love if everybody, went to the Hideaway, their website and all that. Get in this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great time with great people for a great cause. As you know, Levack and Goz, we love boobies. It's a known thing. It's just a known. That was always supposed to be the tagline of the show. That was all along. Like it was Armin Levack, Levack and Wolf, and then Levack and Goz, we love boobies.
We love boobies.
But the corporate team said we couldn't do that. They just thought it would isolate us from men. But as a man, I have boobies, so it's fine. It's fine.
I think the best part is that Chad came back when we were talking about boobies. He left. We've had other conversations, Chad, I promise.
This is Chad's fault, though. If we're being perfectly honest, it's 100% Chad's fault, because last week Chad challenged me. He thought I wasn't being as funny because I was sober. So this is my last sober day. I go under the knife a little bit tomorrow. I get some stuff done real quick, but then I'm gonna have a head bandage and I'm going out drinking right afterwards. I think that's safe. I think it's safe.
I think if I didn't address this, he honestly would have thought we talked about boobs for 20 minutes. Just he kind of chopped up the conversation. We talked about college football, I swear.
Listen,
hogs.
Everybody knows that if I'm not talking directly about a certain topic, it is going to revert back to boobs. Cindy just pointed out 16-year cancer survivor here. That's how we met. Cindy was promoting. It was the Sienna Pink game.
Yes, it was.
It was, and she's been our friend ever since. So we're very happy that you're a survivor and that you're sharing your message and your journey with everybody. And everybody come sink the pink here at the Hideaway on the 3rd, and make sure that we have more success stories just like Cindy's, because that's awesome. And I'm so glad that she's one of my friends. Realistically, I really am glad that she's one of my friends, and I can't even make a boob joke out of it. That's the worst part. That's how much I love Cindy. Give me a minute. I'll think of a new boob joke. But all right, we are here at the Hideaway. We're here because of football. So if you have any fantasy football questions, feel free to comment either at the Hideaway's Facebook, the Techies Facebook, or even Godzilla Media YouTube. Any of those places, we will go ahead and we'll do our best to help you out with those. That's more of a Goz thing. The fantasy football stuff, all I do is win. I don't have to give advice all the time. James commented on the Godzilla Media YouTube, tell the boys at Sports with a Z and a T they're doing a great job. No, James, I hate them, James. Every Techies Tuesday they start tearing my show apart from the back end, and I can't get my job done. So Sports with a Zit and a Turd are no good. They're no bueno with me, okay? If you want to listen to them, fine, all right? I call it Philadelphia Homer and Dude I Didn't Know Spoke for 4 years, okay? That's the name of that show to me, all right? Bryce. If you like Philadelphia sports, listen to Bryce. If you don't like Philadelphia sports and you just want to be angry, listen to Bryce, right? I think it's fair.
I think my favorite part about that podcast, I think why it started to get a little bit more popular now, is Carson Wentz, who, by the way, is scheduled to start today.
Yeah.
Both of those guys, Bryce and Taylor. Bryce is an Eagle fan. Taylor's a Colt fan.
Yeah.
The saga that is Carson Wentz.
I didn't think he just liked Colts.
Colts? Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't like Colts.
C-U-L-T.
Doesn't do with horses.
Is he the most interesting, fascinating quarterback so far September of the NFL season?
It's Carr.
Okay, Carr over Wentz. Okay.
Actually, that's a conversation I wouldn't mind having. The most fascinating quarterback this season, is it Dak's return? Is it Carr getting back to greatness? Is it Brady just refusing to admit that he's old? I don't like if you just put your fingers in here and go, no. Can we all pretend we're not old? Like, does that happen?
Is it Wentz getting injured? Is it Tua, who's now on the IR in Miami? Look like a team that could contend for the playoffs. There are so many.
I heard somebody go, guarantee they're not going to shoot up his rib cage after what happened to Tyrod Taylor. Hot Rod goes out and looked good again, and then gets hurt again.
Jameis Winston, 5 touchdowns week 1, looked terrible in week 2.
I think Jameis will look better this week. I think he'll look better this week.
I hope so.
Why do you care?
I think Jameis being good.
He's your ex. That's like cheering for your ex. Like that's going like, well, I know she took my house and slept with my best friend, but I hope she's doing well.
I'm doing great with my current situation with Tom Brady, so best of luck to that.
Matthew Stafford's a great. There's a lot of great quarterback drama, and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold might be my favorite story right now, just because how well he's playing. Carolina Panthers, only team in the entire NFL to not trail at all this year. They have not trailed 1 second of one game. And they didn't, and they weren't like world beaters, on Monday night, but they got the job done against the Texans.
That's a double-digit victory over Houston without McCaffrey, and it feels as if McCaffrey and all running backs are going to have this type of mentality. And we're going to get to Dalvin Cook a little bit later, too, that these top-tier running backs, teams aren't going to rush them back because of how long the seasons are now. It seems like that's the new theme with that additional game, that the running backs are going to get more time on the sidelines than before. This is not to take a shot at Sam Darnold. That Panther coaching staff is so good. Matt Rule and Joe Brady. DJ Moore looked like, a Hall of Famer in that game the other night. Chuba Hubbard's a nice player, but that Panther team is more about coaching or lack thereof with Adam Gase. Like, that's what I'm trying to piece together here. I think it's Rule and Brady being that good, but oh my God, how bad was Adam Gase if Sam Darnold never looked like this for the Jets? Yeah,
well, he's coaching high school again.
Yeah,
right now this is I feel terrible about this. Like, if you're a Jets fan, you almost had Matt Rule, but your ownership insisted on hiring his assistant coaches, which means you wouldn't have got Brady, right? You had Darnold, he looks fine. All these things, you end up getting Gase instead. Like, if I was a Jets fan, I'd really hate the way this is all playing out. I'd really hate it. And now we find out that Zach Wilson, groin injury, playing with a groin problem, as in when he got drafted by the Jets, he felt like someone kicked him in the groin. We're about to be unplugged and kicked out of this place. Thanks for joining us at the Hideaway. We won't be welcome back. All right. No, like that whole, it could all work out because I do like Robert Saleh. I think I'm not as sold on Wilson as a lot of people are yet. I want to see him do something first. I do like Sam Darnold. That's why I always thought the better path was, if you're going to bring in good coaches, keep Darnold and just enroll forward. But he's in a better place with Robbie Anderson, who also used to be a Jet, by the way. But yeah, didn't do jack this week for me in fantasy. I had Chuba Hubbard and Robbie Anderson in one league, and I was like, all right, I'll put Robbie in my flex. Chuba would have given me 10.8. Robbie gave me 1.8. Mother effer. Mother effer.
It's an interesting Sunday here in the NFL because those quarterbacks, it continues this September to find out who is the most intriguing, most interesting. And I thought it would be all about quarterbacks heading into this week 3. But Levack, have you heard the story about Lyle Collins for the Dallas Cowboys?
I've seen the headline, but I would love if you'd enlighten me to what's going on with the monster.
According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Lyle Collins is going to be suspended by the NFL because he attempted to bribe the NFL drug test collector. This feels like something out of The Onion, doesn't it? Just completely made up. So Lyle Collins' lawyer is now attempting to make sure this appeal goes through and he is actually able to play. But he served the suspension last week, scheduled to miss this Monday against the Eagles as well. He believes he has legitimate reasons for missing those 7 drug tests.
Yeah, they're called "You Did Drugs."
Von Miller tried to do this back in 2013 when he was trying to change the way in which the urine was being collected.
I have a very legitimate reason why I tested positive 7 times. I've been doing performance-enhancing drugs. Thank you. All right, I'm out of here.
That's it.
But I didn't know they were performance-enhancing. I just thought they were Tic Tacs. I didn't know.
Lyle Collins is, okay. You're going to get caught.
Right.
So many guys we've talked to in the NFL before. There are different ways to, let's say, figure out ways in which to make this benefit you. And as right when we talk about Lyle Collins, a certain scent has come into the air, hasn't it? Oh, that's weird.
Can't test positive for that in the NFL anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm suddenly hungry.
Huh. It's legal now, right?
That or like 14 skunks just walked by. I'm not really sure.
Are there skunks out here?
Waking big, mother ever.
It's still the Monday match between the Eagles and Cowboys, despite Lyle Collins likely not on the field. The battle between the two best teams in the NFC East, like the winner is the top team.
Yeah. It does give me a little bit of pause because there's two reasons I look at that matchup a little differently than I did before, because originally I just this is Dallas's game. Dallas is playing at a better level. Defense is coming along. Offense is damn near unstoppable from the way it looks. But the Eagles aren't bad. Like the Eagles, you think about the Eagles 32-6, they beat the Falcons. They hung tight with the Niners. They're a better team than I thought they were going to be this year. If you're able to, cause some dissension in that offensive line and get to Dak, change things a little bit, find a way to bottle up Tony Pollard. You think I'd be talking about Zeke Elliott, but Tony Pollard's got to be bottled up. You can win that game for sure. But if one offensive lineman, even though he's a very good offensive lineman, he's not your best offensive lineman. If one offensive lineman is the difference between you beating or not beating the Eagles, you really probably weren't going to beat them anyway.
Totally agree with you on that. That the running attack, of course, needs a little bit of a boost because of that back and forth dimension between Pollard and Zeke. But yeah, if Lyle Collins is the reason you lose to Philadelphia, someone should be his agent and call and say, like, I need a race tomorrow. I'll make that the storyline.
And by the way, if you pay him more, he can give a bigger bribe to the testing guy, and he'll probably won't get suspended anymore.
How often do you think bribes actually ended like that? Like, I wouldn't have said anything, but you should have paid me more. That'd be great. Perfect bribe is the one you never hear about, right?
That'd be great. Like, yeah, like, are you trying to bribe me? No, unless it's working. Well, yes. I'm insulted. Like, I wonder, like, you're talking about almost unlimited funds, right? I mean, if Collins calls Jerry, Mr. Jones, if I come up with $10 million, I can keep playing. I'll tell you what, I'll give you that money right now. People do it wrong. Yeah, there you go. Like, don't give him 20. Give him 20, maybe go away. Tell him I'll give him 5 more on top of it.
I'll pee for you. Woo.
Oh yeah, you don't want my pee. it's all Jameson. Lots of J-Mo on my pee.
Why is it green?
I don't know. Been that way since I was 18. Sometimes I hang outside of a helicopter, shoot board, pea green everywhere.
Turn that damn jukebox. Go home.
Let's them all know that I'm in charge. Alpha male. Peas right through the ground.
I don't know why I've enjoyed your impressions more than ever today, because the end of that Jerry Jones was Byron Hunt.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's some similarities there, I'm sure.
Do you ever wonder what Byron Hunt's up to? Our pal Byron, where are you, man? New York Giant.
I'm willing to bet that Byron Hunt is somewhere selling something. Like dude wipes. Something like because I mean, you want to talk about a guy who sees angles. That guy sees angles. Like, guys, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna sell these wipes to clean up your football and equipment. And like all of a sudden, we're like, what the hell? How did that even happen? And by the way, here's the Maris Connectivity. How the hell did you? Where did what? And Lawrence Taylor. Wait, hold on. Where did all this come from?
What you couldn't see is on the other side of this camera, Levack was doing the wipes read, and this guy's walking around just staring right at Levack. Like, he's intrigued.
He's like, how does he know I have swamp ass? How did he know I need a wipe?
Genius.
Duh. Keep those in my golf bag. Okay, so what you guys didn't know is, like, in the middle of all that, while we're talking about drug suspensions, these two dudes who are clearly golfing today came up to get their on the turn meal. And my guys were high as a kite. High as a kite. I mean, like I'm high right now just from them standing next to us. That was, whew. I'm not even mad. I'm actually impressed. Don't forget, you can watch us live Sundays mornings, at least next Sunday, right?
I don't know. We're high right now. We have no idea where we are. Where am I? Why is everything so colorful all of a sudden?
Right now, you can watch. I mean, you probably already watch this, but there's 3 options today: Facebook Live on the Hideaway Facebook, also the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube, and then we'll be available on all of your podcasting just supply posts, wherever they come from, and in all the. What I'd like for you to do is go to each and every one of them, subscribe, like, click notifications, and don't forget to scratch your balls. Sometimes they're itchy.
So close. We mentioned Byron Hunt's former team before we actually picked the Giants game and all of our NFL picks. Big moment for the Giants today.
Yeah.
Eli Manning is going to be inducted into the Ring of Honor. The number 10 is heading to the rafters, but not really the rafters. The Ring of Honor. Yeah. No one's going to wear it again. Yeah. Eli, that quickly. Getting honored.
Yeah. I mean, but basically, the second that Ben McAdoo took him off the field, like, that should have been, all right, you're good. Good. Just take it right up there. Go. I mean, who's done more for that organization? I know Phil Simms was amazing. Lawrence Taylor is probably the only guy you could really, really say did more. I mean, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowl wins. Never the most dominant stat-wise, but when it mattered, he got it done. And the fact that you didn't have to worry about – we're talking today about the best quarterback stories in the NFL. The Giants were the most boring quarterback story for Eli's career. Hey, it's Sunday. Here comes Eli. Like, he was there each and every day. He got it done, and he allowed you to focus on other things. I heard Deal I was listening to David Deal on FAN or something, and I heard him say, and I heard Eli said it, he echoed it. Because I was always there, no one wanted to be the one to let me get hit. No one wanted to be the reason that Eli Manning didn't start the next week. And the offensive line echoed that. Like, yeah, it was a point of pride. Like, it was his streak, but it was our streak. We wanted to protect him because he wanted to be out there for us. We wanted to keep him out there. That's big. I'm a Raiders fan. The offensive line for the Raiders actively allowed Derek Carr to get hit because they didn't like what he said in the locker room. Dude got his back broken. This was a team that went, no, our guy's tough. Our guy's our guy, and you're not going to hit him, and we're going to make sure of it.
By the way, Giants fans, if you want to watch that, if you want to win some Giants memorabilia today, that's what I call it, stuff we're giving out today at halftime. Coming to the Hideaway, enter for your chance to win at halftime. We'll do the drawing, so you can win some cool Giants stuff that we're going to be giving out at halftime of the games here at the Hideaway. Yeah, Eli Manning deserves it. All the things you've said there, his career, his legacy, the consecutive game streak that he had, the Super Bowl championships. You and I could probably do this topic for an hour, but we'll just make it short and sweet. We both agree that he is going to Canton one day as a Hall of Famer. I believe he's going on the first ballot because so many media members look at Eli and how he played the game, his relationship with the media, his overall career. It is one of the most intriguing Hall of Fame resumes ever, but because of how good he was both as a teammate, how good he was as somebody off the field. I believe he's a Walter Payton Man of the Year winner as well during his career. Those things matter to people when you say, is this a representation of the NFL and professional football like we want it? Eli answers yes to all those questions. So this, along with his career accolades, are going to put him in the Hall of Fame one day.
100%. I got our first fantasy football question for you, James. With everything going on with the Cowboys, is Jalen Hurts a good start for fantasy?
Yes. Jalen Hurts' his season so far for the first 2 weeks, if you've had him, that combination of rushing and passing, especially if you get those 6-point touchdown rushing, which most leagues do, I think Hurts is a great play for fantasy. It'd be nicer if they had Devontae Smith's been fine. Yeah, you know what? Actually, their skill guys have been fine this season. So, yeah, I would run Hurts on a Monday night. James, the only reason you might not want to do it is because a lot of people hate having the Monday night quarterback because it adds more stress to your life. Like, you are watching every pass, the fourth quarter. You're like, no. I know you're up by 10, but you need a pass right now. Stressful a lot of times when you have the Monday quarterback, but play him. He's been good so far.
The question is, who else do you have?
Yeah.
Because if you're asking if it's the right time to play him, then you most likely haven't been playing him, which means you have someone else you like better. Tell me who that person you like better is, and then I'll tell you whether or not you play Hurts. But I would have no problem with it. Like you said, dual threat quarterbacks are the way to win fantasy football most times. It's a very short list of pocket passers who are going to help you compete with those dual threat quarterbacks. The list right now is what? Brady, Carr, and Stafford. Is that it?
That's about it.
I think that's it. So if you can get a dual threat guy, go for it. And that's your guy. It's our boy Paulie Walnuts just said hi, and he's got a in memory. If memory serves, Eli came in for the first time against Atlanta, and now his number is retired against Atlanta. Matrix stuff.
Whoa, good memory on that one. Yeah, he came in for Kurt Warner, if I'm not mistaken, in that first time he entered.
Yep, Warner.
You said you're going to see that movie, right?
Oh yeah. It's a weird cast. There's big names. I mean, you got Zachary Levi, aka Chuck, aka Shazam, playing Kurt Warner. Anna Paquin is going to be the wife,
Academy Award winner.
Yeah, which she's a very. At first, I was like, how are you going to do that? But she's perfect. Because was it Deborah Warner? Is that her name?
Brenda?
I don't know. Brenda, whatever.
Yeah.
There's something about her that when you first look, she's like one of those. She was like, "F it, I'm letting the hair go gray. I'm doing the whole. I don't care, like whatever." But you can see she's a sexy woman. Anna Paquin's one of those ones where you look at her first and you go, "I don't know about her," and then you watch like an episode of True Blood, or you go on MrSkin.com and you're like, "Oh, I know about her. Yeah, that works." So that works out. That works out pretty well.
What was that site, Mr. Skin?
Yeah, it's about healthcare.
Oh, okay.
Beauty products.
Sure. Huh.
Ryan McCarthy, the preeminent indoor football nerd, Albany Empire alumni Colin Taylor will be playing Ricky Prohl.
Is that true?
I don't know. Ryan said it. I trust Ryan.
We're going to shoot CT a text. I did not know that.
Maybe we'll get him on one of the future shows for that. He was just here, too.
I'm not a Ricky Prohl fan. He cost the Buccaneers the Super Bowl, but he dropped that ball in that NFC title game back in the 90s.
Oh, hey Scott. Scott, who owns Trendsetters. He's running the tournament today. What does Trendsetters do?
Barbershop.
Oh.
455 Maple Ave.
455 Maple Ave?
Yep.
All right. Look at the beard's perfect, too. That's the right way to go. That's where I got to go see.
Man. I knew it.
That's what's up right there. Trendsetters. Beard products? You got the beard oil?
Hey.
All right, I like it. Trendsetters. They're running the tournament today at the Saratoga Lake Golf Club, the Hideaway. Obviously Chad needs to go in there because he looks terrible, but it's. But
nodding his head.
He's not. He's not a client. Not a client.
Just do it on the hole. Just go to the 13th hole. Make him look good.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was it worked out better.
By the way, other fantasy updates for you. DeAndre Hopkins, active according to Adam Schefter. T. Higgins, inactive. So look for some other bank.
Oh wait, are we doing the injuries right now?
Yeah, why not? I just jumped the gun.
The Ouchie report. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Joey Bosa, although he's on defense, he is active. Andy Dalton, likely to miss some additional time.
Dalton.
We said last week here at the Hideaway that Bengal Bear game could be the future of Justin Fields. Not because Dalton was going to get injured, but whatever. I looked into that and made it sound like I was smart.
Yeah, so stay with it. Just go with it.
That works on that. Biggest addition. How about this? Close to 70,000 fantasy football managers have added within the last 12 hours. Alexander Madison, the running back for the Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook more than likely not going to play today. So Madison's been the huge addition for most fantasy football rosters.
Trey Sermon as well, right?
And Trey Sermon, you beat me to it, Levack. He's second on players that can play. Sermon, 13,000 ads, according to fantasy football managers. Green Bay's like middle of the road when it comes to fantasy football allowing points to running backs. But that Green Bay-San Francisco game, Sermon's a nice player, but I get nervous. Like the Niners and the Patriots are in that same boat of, I don't know what they're going to do week to week with our running backs. And Josh Gordon, by the way, is getting picked up a bunch. Speaking about pot, Josh Gordon has been reinstated by the NFL.
Evan Ingram going to play today. There you go, Giants fans. You can watch him not catch the ball. Josh Jacobs is doubtful, but I don't see him on the active or inactive list at this moment. So if you use him in fantasy football, he's become that guy who doesn't really practice. He has not practiced this year between turf toe, a banged up ankle, and some illness stuff. He hasn't practiced. Didn't play last week. Be interested to see if he goes out and plays for the Raiders this week. If you got an option, you don't start him though, right? Because you just don't know if you're going to get him.
Yeah, I would. That gets me nervous with play like Josh Jacobs. I would stay away if I could. Stay active on social media to find out, but right now I would stay away. If you don't need to do it, don't do it.
Ryan said he told that CT told him he was going to be in the movie at the NAL championship game, and then he is going to be a repeat guest. No credentials required. Not if we get him first.
No.
So there you go. We're live on the Hideaway Facebook page, Techies Fire Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube. And as soon as we're done with all this, Goz will post us on Apple, Spotify, all those things, as well as we will be played over certain supermarket PA systems. So just so you know, there's a million ways to listen to the show, just not on traditional airwaves because Goz hates them. All right, you want to get to picking?
I do want to get to picking, but before we get there, Levack, we got to give love to our friends over at Mohawk Honda.
Ooh.
Shocking. I was driving this weekend across upstate New York, had a wedding to go to, took the pilot back, had no issues, back and forth. Baby Rex almost slept the entire way until he went, "Mah!"
I'm sorry, the alpha of your house, Baby Rex.
Hey, smashing me with the baseball bat in the nuts the other day.
I wish there was video.
Oh my God. Well, he sits in the back seat, and he's got a room thanks to Mohawk Honda. Don't forget, the Kelly Blue Book offer can help you find a ride that you want. Stop at a Mohawk Honda, and you'll be walking away with cash in your hand in a beautiful vehicle.
Probably drive away.
Drive or walk.
Mohawk is going to keep you from having to walk.
Ask Greg Johnson how you want to get off the lot, either walking or maybe driving. I think you probably prefer the drive situation.
Probably better for you.
We will be broadcasting live from Mohawk Honda on Friday, October 22nd. So come join us for that broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun then. So wherever you're listening across upstate New York, it is worth the drive. Head over to Glenville, New York. Say hello to our friends in Mohawk Honda.
Say hello to our little friends.
Yeah. Walk in like that and say, where is hot sauce?
Where's hot sauce?
Where's the VIP man?
Show me the Hondiva.
Where's the recently married Cam McKenna? Huh?
Take me to your leader. I'm sorry.
Do those things at Mohawk Honda. I love my pilot. We've loved it, Levack, working with the entire Mohawk family and the community over there. One of the best people you can work with, people you can trust during the car buying experience. It's at Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
By the way, Devontae Booker for the Giants, inactive. Injury, team decision.
Ooh, healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lack of faith in Mr. Booker. That's what that's all about. All right, let's go ahead and roll through this week's games, do some picks. Don't forget, you can always comment in with your fantasy football questions, either at the Hideaway's Facebook page, Techie's Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page, or Godzilla Media's YouTube. We is available for you on all of those locations. Goz, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Do we have to go over the picks from last week? Because I see on the graphic
at least the
here.
Scores.
Okay.
I mean, who did? I mean, just out of just trying to take care of things. How did you do last week?
I finished 6 for 9 last week. Nice.
6 and 9. So
yeah.
6 and 9.
Yeah.
So your season total is 12 and 17, if math serves me.
Yeah, that's correct.
1 and 3 in your locks.
Yeah, 3 and 5 on the season.
Okay, all right. I'm also 3 and 5 with my locks. However, I went 11 and 5 last week. 11 and 5, which was me 18 and 11. Far superior to you. Far superior. Like not even. I mean, just like. Thank you. The course here, Saratoga, they really appreciate good picks. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. And the Goz's picks, not nearly as much. Not as good. Not as good. Thank you. They're scary, actually. All right.
I'm realizing, by the way, I think you actually went 11 and 4 to make it even better for you because that adds up to 15. 6 and 9 adds to 15. So you're actually better than I give you credit for. Look at that.
Yeah, you made me change it too. Here, I'll fix it right now.
I didn't make you change it.
I'm awesome. Hold on, let me fix it.
No, I'm gonna leave it there.
No, I'll fix it real quick. Just because we have the technology, might as well.
It's gonna be a louder ovation now when we redo it. Okay. Darn it.
Thank you.
It's not gonna be louder now too.
Thank you. Yeah, yours. That's yours right there. That's what you get. All right, so let's go ahead and run through this week's games. We'll start with the 1 o'clock slate. The lines that we're using are from Vegas Insider Odds, which does a compilation of all the big casinos out in Vegas. Game number 1 in the 1 o'clock slate for today, you're going to get the Arizona Cardinals going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is getting a touchdown and a half. 51.5 is the total. And guys, I'm riding this thing till the wheels come off. I like Jacksonville plus the points. I'm not 100% sold on Arizona right now. And I know Jacksonville sucks, but I can see them losing this game by 6. I don't see them losing it by 7.5.
I'm done with my Arizona Cardinal hate. I got to stop it now. Preseason, I wasn't about them. All right, Arizona. You can get this one. Battle of offense between Kingsbury and Meyer. Arizona and Kyler Murray. Never been a fan of him. It's too small. But boy, he's playing really well this season.
He is a tiny little nugget, as they say on what is that KJ? Oh, it's not KJZ anymore.
DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Yeah, it's just the two of them. Did you see Canties with Golick now?
Yeah, weird.
That is weird, but I
a lot of beef.
I don't. You know Johnstone read? Why you don't? Johnstone, I mean. All right, Indy at Tennessee. Tennessee 5.5 point favorite. Do you like the Titans laying the points, or you like the Colts getting the points?
Oh goodness! Like Carson Wentz now suiting up. You would think that it would actually benefit Indy. Divisional game with your starting quarterback with 5.5 points, and Tennessee's offense is far better than its defense. You know what? Let's roll with the Colts here. Let's see Indy cover against Tennessee. When we go back and look at my picks, I might be more off on the Titans every week than any other team now. I'm going to go with Indy in this divisional game to cover.
I think the Titans, they win this game and they just kind of walk away with the conference. I think that I just think they're hands down better. I don't think the Colts are that good. Now you factor in that Wentz can't run. He's got those 2 sprained ankles he's playing with, and that 2 sprained ankles, which means they're going to tape him up. They're going to put all these things. Mobility is a big part of his game. How mobile can he be? Not mobile enough. I'll lay the 5.5 points. Baltimore headed to Detroit. It's a 50. And what's going on, man? 50.5 points is the total. Everything tells me to take Baltimore minus a touchdown and a half. The one thing I really like in this game is the over. I think the Dan Campbells will fight all the way to the end, and they'll keep scoring. I really wouldn't mind taking first half Detroit. I can't lay a touchdown and a half, even with Detroit. Give me Detroit plus a touchdown and a half. I think they lose, but I don't think they lose by that much.
I've taken Detroit back-to-back weeks to start up the season. One was that weird Niner game where it was like 7.5 and 8.5. I lost. Then I took Detroit with I thought would be a backdoor cover against Green Bay.
You love the backdoor.
Enough is enough. Anybody but dude, that was too loud of a laugh, sir. Baltimore is still the team they're playing. I'm taking Baltimore.
All right, Baltimore, no backdoor for Goz today.
No.
All right, the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. Pats are a 3-point favorite. Who you got?
Oh man, New England drives me insane. Oh God, this team. I think they're good some weeks. Other weeks, I think they're terrible. I'm going to take New England in this one. I'm going to go with the Pats.
Good pick. Good pick. That's I agree with you on that one. I agree with you so much that actually New England -3 is one of my locks this week. I just think they're the better team. I think, Sean Payton's going to outcoach a lot of people. Belichick's not on that list. Mac Jones is going to continue to mature. They continue to put him in positions where he can succeed. I think they're just the better team. They'll slowly but surely grind New Orleans into the ground, and they'll win the game by more than 3.
And it's a Winston interception, maybe late, that Belichick fools him and gets him. Yeah, I like New England too. Yep, and a lock of the week. Okay,
it is one of my locks. The next game is also one of my locks. KC. I think there's a little revenge going on right now. I think that you're looking at a team that is going to go out and slap the hell out of the Chargers today, laying a touchdown, and I don't care. I'll do it. I'll lay a touchdown. You think about it. We talk about how interesting all these quarterbacks are. We didn't say Patrick Mahomes. That's going to change. It's going to change today.
It's another team that I've struggled with early in the season, trying to figure out what the Chargers are this year. I thought the Chargers were the team that were going to go down as a lock in week 1. Week 2, struggling. It's a big game for them if they want to consider themselves a top team in the AFC West, especially for how good your Raiders are playing and how good the Broncos are set up for their schedule. They need this one, LA. I'm taking the Chargers to keep it close.
Chargers.
Kansas City wins, though. Chargers cover.
All right. I could see the over being a big play in that one, too, which means it'll go screaming under. Remember that Kansas City defense. You move Chris Jones, outside. You're changing the way you do things. Chris Jones, who has I heard he has the only deck larger than the Hideaways.
Is that true?
Yeah, I heard that Chris Jones' deck is slightly larger than the Hideaways deck.
Unlike
I've never seen his.
You never seen it? No,
I've never seen his home. No, I've seen it. I haven't seen his home though.
Unlike Carson Wentz, actually Chris Jones could have 3 sprained ankles.
Oh yeah, at least he tore an ACL in his. All right, the Bears are headed to Cleveland today. If you like Cleveland, you got to lay 7.5 points with a total of 44.5.
This is one of my locks this week. Justin Fields, man, you got to piece it together. You were so good at times in college and you looked awful. Then this was your moment last week against Cincinnati that you're supposed to break out. You're not the quarterback the Bears fans were hoping for. Stefanski has been doing a great job in Cleveland. So you're telling me they get a rookie quarterback against Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett? Oh, boy. I'll take Cleveland as one of my locks this week.
I actually like the Bears. I like the Bears plus the points. I think you'll see them change their game plan. Like, not so much the fact that Fields gives them a better chance to win because of what he can do on the field, which maybe that's the case. But I think Fields gives them a better chance because I think Nagy's going to coach a smarter game because of Fields. So I'll take the points. I'll take the Bears. Last game on the 1 o'clock slot that is not one of our New York teams, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers laying 3, 43 the total. Man, this is a hard one for me. I got to be honest with you. This is one I went back and forth on a bunch of times. I think I got to take the Steelers. I think I got to lay the 3 points with Pittsburgh. Don't love it. I'm not going to be playing it, but if I did play it, I would take Pittsburgh and lay the 3.
If you have an early drinking game, we're probably going to do this at least me once a week at the Hideaway. I'll tell you every week, divisional games within 3 points scare me. Every week, there's always one of those games, divisional point within 3 weeks. This was the ultimate pass game of the week. Every week I see that, I want to pass on these games. I will take Pittsburgh just because they're better at this point, but with the wide receiver, like maybe Jamar Chase has a breakout game, maybe it comes down to those guys. Who has a bigger game? Chase, Juju, Chase Claypool's been so bad early in the season. Somebody needs to break out on the outside. I will go Pittsburgh as well. I think that's going to be a very boring game in the 1 o'clock window. Could have a huge effect on the AFC North, though, for the rest of the year.
Into the 4 o'clock games, Miami heads to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Raiders laying 3.5, total of 44.5. Who you like?
Miami has been the team so far this season that high expectations, coaching staff is good. Tua got hurt, and they looked horrendous against Buffalo last week. I'm going with your Raiders. I've doubted your Raiders the first 2 weeks, Levack. The Raiders have been good enough, and they've been a better team so far this season. This is Vegas in this game.
Got a little kiss of death there from you. I appreciate that. Thanks for nothing. I've got to take the Raiders here, laying 3.5. I took them in the real world, but it's not one of my locks. The thing that I look at is I hear a lot of people talk about how great a coach Flores is, how well coached and all these other things Miami is. I think people forget just because he's crazy that Gruden is a hell of a coach. And when you got Gus Bradley running that defense, you're seeing a better Raiders defense than anybody expected. They've had the athletes, they've had the players, they haven't had the scheme. They have those things now. This is the game that if they win this game, and not just by 3.5, but decidedly, like touchdown, 10 plus points, something like that, I will be unbearable. if the Raiders are able to win this game by double digits, 10, 11 points, I will be unbearable the rest of the year, no matter what happens next. Raiders start 3-0 with this win, I will be over the moon. But Miami's a hell of a challenge. I almost could see the under being a better play in this 44.5, just like a 17-3 final. If you're really lucky and the Raiders go out there and just handle business on defense, Mad Max Crosby gets a bunch of sacks. I'm just hoping no backdoor action. I know that's your thing. Speaking of your thing, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now laying a point in LA against the Rams. You know me, I'm riding with the Rams this year. I think the Rams are a Super Bowl team. I think that they have everything they need, including potentially the best quarterback in the league, at least the way he's going to play this year in Stafford. All the pressure's on. He's got to be good, or McVay is going to actually be on the hot seat. Give me the Rams. I'll take a point. It doesn't matter. They're just going to win outright.
I'm thrilled for this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. One of my locks, the over. I still had it at 55.5. It might be up to 56.5 now. Levack for some late action going on the game. I don't care. I get Brady and Stafford just be a slugfest and just throwing the ball. This is going to be the longest game. I told you this throughout the entire week. This game's going like 3.5 to 4 hours long. Nothing but passes. Give me an over.
How long the games are.
85 passes. Brady and Stafford are going to sling it all over the place. Again, one of my plays is the over in this. I feel like I hate it. I got my Bucs shirt on right now. I hate picking against my favorite team, but these are the types of games that Tampa probably is going to lose. These big-time marquee, whether they're primetime games. This is Sean McVay and Stafford just being a little bit better. The keys up front. Can Aaron Donald beat the Tampa Bay offensive line that's turned into one of the best in football? That's the difference. Running backs as well. LA squeaks out in a great game in the fourth quarter.
But you're locking the over?
Locking the over.
All right. The final 4:00 game that isn't a New York team, Seattle -2 at Minnesota, total of 54.5 points.
The difference is no Dalvin Cook. I take Seattle in this game. Alexander Madison's a nice player, but he's not Dalvin Cook. Simple and easy as that. Justin Jefferson's got to have a monster game if they think they can beat Seattle, but the Seahawks defense continues to be just good enough, and that's winning them games. Seattle's team in this one.
Seattle -2 is also my pick. The over of 54.5 is one of my locks. I love this score. This is one of those ones, if either one of these teams hadn't fallen on their face a little bit last week or whatever, or maybe had a better start to anything that happened last week, I might pick the other team. I think both teams are going to look to bounce back. Seattle's a little bit better. Lockett might be the best receiver in football right now. It's him or Cooper Kupp. I mean, flip a coin. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. This is going to be 70 points. This could be a Texas Tech game from the early 2000s. This could be a lot of fun. This could be an Ole Miss football game.
Ooh.
Like we could have a lot of points on this one. All right, tonight, Green Bay at San Fran. San Fran laying 3 points. I hate to say this to a lot of Green Bay fans. I just don't know how good you are. I don't know how invested your boy A-Rod is. And that's right, I called him A-Rod because he's annoying me that much. He's more into his commercials about insurance than he is in playing football, in my opinion. And he just looks bored out there. He looked great second half last week. I get that. But San Fran's a monster this year. I'm going to take San Fran. I'm going to lay 3 points. As a matter of fact, that is my lock. I'm locking it. I'm locking it in. And I think I'm pretty much done with my lock at that point.
San Francisco's just been better. San Fran's just been better than Green Bay this season. They have a more balanced attack. We mentioned Trey Sermon. Aaron Jones was a monster against the Lions in that Monday Night Football game. As good as Aaron Jones has been, it comes down to Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy Garoppolo. You wonder if there's a little bit of spite for Rodgers thinking, I should be a Niner. The rumor out there is that the Niners called and Kyle Shanahan didn't deny it. Or not Kyle Shanahan. No, not Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan didn't deny the reports that they'd considered making that move. They said, yeah, we called, and they said no, and they laughed at us. So I don't know if there's any grudge.
Should have been a Niner twice.
Yeah,
should have been Niner twice. Should have been drafted by the Niners. I mean, I love Alex Smith. Don't get me wrong, but he should have been drafted by the Niners, and then he should have been traded to the Niners. Didn't happen.
I'll go with San Fran though.
You go with San Fran as well. All right, so that's my fourth and final lock, and now we look at. No, I'm sorry.
The New York team. Yes.
I don't know what's going on here. All right. So 1 o'clock, it's the Eli Manning Ring of Honor game. You've got the Falcons going to New York, -2.5 if you like the G-men, 47.5 is the total.
As long as you and I have been doing these shows together, I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of a Sunday show for us. The New York Giants are one of my locks this week. So with so much inconsistency at quarterback over the past few seasons, I feel the Giants, with the emotion of Eli and everything else happening, with how disgusting the Falcons look this year, my God, they stink. They got no running back. Matt Ryan can't throw the ball over 45 yards anymore. Kyle Pitts I thought he was going to be the next Tony Gonzalez. It's not the case. Falcons are really bad. The Giants, come on. New York, if you're a big Blue fan, you can't lose to Atlanta. Come on. Stop it. Just win the game. Giants lock to get it done.
There's an issue with Atlanta, though, because I'm with you. I think the Giants win this game. But there's an issue with Atlanta when you talk about today's game. They get smoked by an Eagles team that turns out it's better than we thought they were, 32-6. They fight with Tampa for a lot of that game, end up getting blown out, but 48-25. But that score, it makes that look worse than it actually was. They could be an okay football team. I think they're an okay football. I think the Giants are an okay football team. I think the Falcons are an okay football team. But I think the emotion of the Eli thing, I think everything else, I think Galladay's another day closer to being healthy and in the offense. I think Saquon's another day closer to being healthy and in the offense. I'll go with you. I'll ride with you on your lock. I will take the New York Football Giants. Buffalo is hosting the Washington football team today. Buffalo's laying a touchdown. It's a 45.5-point total. 7 points too much. It's just too much for Tyler Heineke. And Heineke, and that I think Washington puts up a good fight, and I think this thing goes into the fourth quarter. Buffalo wins, but not by more than a touchdown.
This Bills team, here's your test. That up front defense for the football team, could the Bills actually establish some type of running attack? I know Devin Singletary had a nice play the other in week 2. Can you continue to be consistent for Buffalo? That's a huge key in this game. I feel as if Josh Allen can just step back and throw it a little bit and maybe put up a 300-yard game. I'm going with Buffalo in this one. I feel like the Bills can cover and win and continue to get back on track after that week 1 loss to Pittsburgh.
New York Jets, 4 o'clock kickoff as they take on the Denver Broncos in Denver. Guys, who you got? If you like the Broncos, you're laying 10 in the total, 41.5 points.
Broncos will get it done. The Jets, until they can prove to me that they actually are good, I will pick against them every single week. Now, for Denver, my lock here is the under. I've nicknamed the Broncos the Boredoms. My God, he put this in the 4 o'clock window. Here's what I'd do if I was a Jet fan. Go out and mow your lawn for the first half hour of the game. Mow the lawn. Go help out the wife. Call it at like 5:50. You're going to walk back in your house and be 3-0 Denver. And then we watch the rest of the game. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a 10-point, maybe 14-point win for Denver. But the Jets, until they prove to me they're good, they're not good. And Denver has no interest in scoring over 24 points a game and winning. That's right. That's right.
I got no problem with the underlock. I just 10 points is too much. Jets are not. Listen, Jets
2-0, baby. 2-0.
Where's a dad joke off over here? Where's your Buccaneers on your bucket hat? All right. Jets will keep this game close. 10 points is too many. I don't think the Jets are as terrible as they look yet. I think the defense is well coached. I think Zach Wilson gets a little better every week. I'm a little concerned about his groin. I'm sure he's more concerned about his groin than I am, but I'll take the 10 points. I will. I'll take the Jets with the 10 points. Not a lock or anything like that, but I'll take 10 points. Recap on my locks. I am going to go with New England -3. I'm going to go with Kansas City -7, San Francisco -3. Yeah, I'm getting chalky. And then I'm taking the over of 54.5 in Seattle, Minnesota.
The 2 spreads for my locks this week, I'm taking the Browns in that matchup. I'm taking the Giants over the Falcons, over Rams, Buccaneers, Brady and Stafford in a shootout. And I'm taking the under in the boredom game between the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets.
The boredom game. All right, there it is. I mean, it's a fun slate, though. I feel like we're gonna have some good football today. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a tough evening for me. I'm gonna have some multiple screens going tonight because you got the Yankees and the Sox at 7. You also have that Sunday night football game, which looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. San Fran versus Green Bay. I honestly think that's a game that when you look at it is going to determine if Green Bay is still a power.
Second best team in the NFC determines tonight after Tampa, or maybe that's the whole storyline of the weekend. Depending on who wins, Rams, Bucks, and Packers, 49ers, you reset the 1-2.
We could be looking at the second weekend of the playoffs right now this week. I think Rams, Bucks determines who's the best team in the NFC. Niners, Green Bay probably is who's second best, because I'm not going to go out on a limb for many more of these teams. Like, I love Carolina right now. I told you earlier they're the only team in all the NFL who has not trailed yet this year. But I'm not making. I might put them top 6. They're a playoff team. I don't see them as a team that's going to go and just barnstorm their way to the Super Bowl or anything like that, where I could see the Rams, the Niners, even the Packers going ahead and doing that. The Buccaneers obviously are the they're the chased right now, but just like all old people, there's a good chance Brady will break his hip, and that'll be the end of it.
You and I are going to hang out here at the Hideaway, watch the 1 o'clock games.
Yes.
Don't forget, you got some awesome prizes coming up at halftime of the Giants game today. Your chance to win those prizes. And Levack, you and I are back on Tuesday for a Techies Tuesday, joined by our pal for the final week of the regular season in Major League Baseball, Buster Olney.
Buster Buzz.
My God, that's Buster Olney's music. He's back on Levack and Goz.
Except for the fact that we don't pay for anything, so we can't use music. Because Godzilla Media is busy booking bus trips when I can't go. No, yeah, so it's going to be a great Techies Tuesday. But as you mentioned, get over here to the Hideaway. Amazing food. I would say arguably the best chicken sandwich out there. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to eat today. I'm almost to clear liquid time, which is so much fun. But then, hey, if I live through surgery, we'll do Techies Tuesday. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
I'll take the over.
You'll take the over. It's funny because I was at I watched the UFC fights last night, and over at Mike Quarter's house, who is my boss at Tech East and with the Albany Empire, and been my friend for way too long. And he's like, "Don't worry about the surgery. You're fine." I'm like, "I'm not worried about it." But every time you tell me not to worry about it, it gets a little more difficult not to worry about it. What the hell's wrong with you? Stop it. But did you see earlier in the early prelims, there's a dude, Matthew Semmelsberger. He is 3 fights in the UFC right now. 2 of them have been 16 seconds or less. He's a grappler, but he's smoking dudes. He is just smoking them. So somebody to keep an eye on as this thing goes forward. A guy you're going to want to watch when he fights. And Nick Diaz looked old, tired, didn't want to be out there. Did not want to be out there.
Fought Robbie Lawler, correct?
Yeah, Robbie Lawler held him up for as long as he could. As long as he could. It was kind of sad.
It was a good fight weekend. The UFC card was solid, and then Anthony Joshua, a huge upset in boxing, gets knocked down by the undefeated Ukrainian Yusuchek. What's that mean for Fury Joshua? There's 70,000 in Wembley. Joshua goes down. Look at that. I'm like Tyson Fury out here. 2-handed punch. Look out. So that's a big deal in boxing. Great fight weekend.
I'm glad we're finally on video. Actually, as soon as you started fighting, we lost viewers. We lost a lot of viewers.
Out of fear, and I don't blame them.
All right, Techies Tuesday, 4:30 on Tuesday. We'll talk to you guys live. But right now, get over to the Hideaway. Come on, win some great prizes. We've got a lot of Bud Light stuff. We've got everything you could possibly want to win. I mean, everything, like kidney transplants. It's amazing the stuff we were able to get together for today's prizes.
Kidney transplants?
They don't know. They'll show up, and by then I'll be like, I meant kidney beans. Whatever, it'll be fine. Everybody have a great one. We will talk to you on Tuesday or here at the Hideaway Saratoga Lake Golf Club. We'll be here again next Sunday for the Sink the Pink Golf Tournament. Be here for that as well. Have a great one. Good luck to all your teams. That is unless you're a Dolphins fan. Then